Hello, everybody. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for all the positive feedback that I got on my PvP guide. You guys are amazing, and honestly, it gave me the motivation to do this video. So, today we're going to start with a PvE guide on Darkblighters. We're going to start off with the abilities. Um, as usual, I do use Chaotic Shield over the Blockblade. Reason being, it's going to give us our cooldowns faster on our curses and spread more touch of despairs on our targets, so faster damage to get out. Now, if you're gonna have a long drawn out fight, I would recommend using Block Blade if you know you can't sustain mana. Usually, if you can sustain your mana well enough, which for the most part I can, especially if you have a decent healer that gives you mana, you won't need this. You'll better off. You'll get more damage out of doing the Chaotic Shield. Next, I use Decaying Touch, Touch of Despair, Curse Explosion, Brutal Incision, Enchanting Time, Valorious Barrier, Witching Hour, Frenzied Sword Dance, Cleaving Moonlight, Inject Venom, Umbral Spirit, and Fatal Stigma. And for the passive skills, I use Destructive Fang, Devotion and Emptiness, Wrath's Beckon, Vampiric Contract, Noble Revival, Full of Corruption, Wrathful Edge, and Assassin's Instinct. Now for the specializations, these are the ones I use. Now, with Valorious Barrier, it's a good buff, but I do tend to switch this with Janus's Rage, the specialization for this. So the reason you would use this is it does give you overall the most damage, but it's pretty bad to use in a rotation. So if you know you can kill your target, which a boss could be in 6 seconds, then this would be the best thing to use. Like if you know you can go into a Infinity Gate, a Gate in Infinity, I mean, and you can kill them in 6 seconds, so you could use this before your rotation starts, buff up, use all your potions and everything. And if you know you could use this and kill them in 6 seconds, then I recommend this. But if you know it's going to be a little bit longer of a fight, you're better just incorporating this into your rotation so you can continuously use this. So overall, I always have Valorious Barrier. And for the dagger specializations, this attack speed, this damage here. So we'll start off with the rotation. First you start off with buffing up. You're going to use the Inject Venom, Enchanting Time, and you'll use Valorious Barrier, or in this case, or in the case that you're using Janus's Rage, you'll use that in its place. If you know you're going to kill the target in 6 seconds, you'll use your Attack Remedy, your Artifact, then Umbral Spirit, throw on a Fatal Stigma, then you'll use Touch of Despair, throw the first stack of Cleaving Moonlight to keep up that attack speed as well, then Frenzied Sword Dance, finish up with the Cleaving Moonlight and Eject Venom second hit, which a lot of the times it happens so fast that you're not prioritizing the second hits of these, but if you can, throw them in there. Then you'll throw a Brutal Incision, because you'll be at 20 stacks by then of the poison, which gives it the most damage. Then you'll throw in another Touch of Despair. By then you should have 3 stacks of Touch of Despair, because you'll have the Mastery passive as well, giving you stacks. Then you'll throw in a Decaying Touch. Then in, increase the duration of those curses with Witching Hour, and then the Curse Explosion. And then you rinse and repeat that. Alright, and I'll show you my damage on a practice dummy. Now, they have 5 million health now, so it's hard to compare with other people that have the 1 million. But for the most part, you'll see my rotation through this, and you'll see how sometimes I mess it up. It's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. It happens a lot, honestly, especially when you're in a battle, a boss battle, and they're doing all these mechanics, and you gotta run around and you gotta chase them. It's a little harder for melee, so it's definitely harder for us to get in there and do a lot of things sometimes. But for the most part, this would be the generic rotation. For AoE farming, I don't exactly have a build. I just run with my PvE specs. I use my PvE gear, my PvE masteries, and my PvE artifacts. And the only thing I do change is using my regular PvP build where I have the AoEs, and this works perfectly fine for me. It uh it basically blows up the targets, then I finish them off with the Frenzied Sword Dance, and that's just about all you need. And then you have a little heal to heal yourself or your partners, and some defenses. So yeah, that's all you really need for that, to be honest. Moving on to the gear for PvE. Like always, I have the Tevin's wand. If you don't have Tev wand, then you can use the Deckman's wand. I have the Peerless Obsidian Razors, Visage of the Infernal Tyrant. This will be replaced for that Delisnoa cape with the attack speed and the skill damage boost, but obviously that's expensive, so we use Eldritch Whispers for now. Sacred Repose Garb, Sacred Repose Gloves, Imperial Seeker Trouser, Imperial Seeker Boots, that crit damage that you get from all the melee hits and criticals definitely helps this build a lot, and you'd want this two-piece set. Then I use the Deep Draconic Gorget, Bracelet of the Violent Undertow, Ring of Eternal Flames, Rune Band of the Black Anvil, and Burnt Silk Warsash. Um, you want to focus having over 80 dexterity so you can get that mastery. And this is a mana hungry build. So I would recommend the 70 max for the max mana and the mana regen. Then you'd want at least 40 perception for the buff duration. And this isn't as important, but heavy attack is definitely a good skill to have for the PvE. So 50 strength is good, but if you can't hit that mile mark, focus on these more, and then you could keep this at 40 for the damage reduction, even 30 for just max health if you need to relocate for now. Moving on to the masteries, you're going to want to go full damage on these. So the most important is, like I said, having over 80 dexterity. So you'll want this to be the first perk you choose. Then you'd want all of these. All of these that give you more damage, skill damage boost, max damage. These critical hits. We're stacking crit on this build. This primal strikes is important. Venomous edge. Piercing bite can reduce the damage reduction if any bosses have that. Then eventually if you have enough mastery you can move on to having the dagger skills because we have enough dagger skills to actually benefit from this. Then moving on to the wand. Like always, you're always going to want this. This circle here is going to give you all of the curse damage over time. That's all important. Magic heavy attack, vampiric onslaught is very important. Warrior's gambit, malicious intent, all very important. This is another important one that's going to give you a chance to apply these just off of your basic attacks, which you're going to be hitting a lot with the dagger. So it's applying all these for free, basically. This is another one that gives you damage. And if I had to say to focus on one first, for for the what's it called, the for the dungeons, regular dungeons, like regular boss dungeons and everything, you could use this. But when you're doing like solo content like Gates of Infinity, this puts the bosses to sleep, and it actually helps. So you can you could basically skip a mechanic if the boss falls asleep right before it, and you could kill him beforehand. So that's how people get ridiculous times. They're able to CC the boss. So this is a very important skill to have in a lot of those Gates of Infinity. It definitely helps a lot. And one thing to add, if you're having trouble with the Hall of Illusion and you can't sustain your health, then you can easily just reallocate a point, move it around anywhere you want, and take off Vampiric Onslaught. That's something you'll do a little bit less damage, but you'll be able to heal a big chunk of your life every time you get a curse explosion or do any kind of damage to a cursed target. So it helps sustain you. I would recommend that over switching any of your abilities for a heal, just because it's a waste of mana. You're already struggling with mana, there's no point. You're going to be able to sustain yourself with just this on any kind of boss battle. Moving on to the artifacts. Now usually I would run 6 pieces of the Chaos Harbinger. Uh, but right now I realize how amazing base damage is, so you would want to use 2 pieces of the Plains Ravager. I know they're green. It sounds crazy, but you're doing a lot more damage with the base damage from these. You will lose out on the, what's it, 125 critical hit chance, but you get 60 from these 2 pieces, so you're only really missing out on 65. Not too bad. It's definitely a better trade. You're gonna do a lot more damage with the base damage from these 2. Alright, moving on to the Gate of Infinities, I have a clip of this one. As I'm posting this, I am number 1. I can guarantee you when I post this, everybody is gonna pass me. I am probably the worst when it comes to PvE because I am completely lazy. I am always capped out on my coins. The only reason I'm not capped out right now on the tier 3 coins is because I'm trying to get the Birkin daggers, which I have completely slacked off in and had no coins to use them. So now I'm working my way to get them. And yeah, enjoy this clip. And I'll be number 1 while it lasts for now. And I'll be completely dethroned by you guys, but it's okay. Darkblighters, as long as everybody is uplifted and does it together, we could show people that it's not a meme build. And now I'll show 3 clips of 3 different world bosses, 2 Leviathan and 1 Pakilo. So the first one I got rank 1 on Leviathan. The second one for Leviathan, I'll show you the struggles of being a melee, where sometimes the boss mechanics either destroy you, or you're either chasing somebody, you're either chasing them because the person loses aggro and you're running around after them. So there's a lot of examples in this game why melee is so hard and why everybody goes range for PvE. I see a lot of Darkblighters go what is it, staff wand all the time, and I understand why. It's range. It's a lot easier to shoot your target from across the map and everything, but I still want to prove that Darkblighters are viable. So here's a few clips. Sorry, the third clip is not Pakilo, it's Dagon. But it's just I got a what's it rank 5 in there, and it just showcases basically I was full health. I didn't jump off the cliff on the side over there to do the mechanic where you're less than 50% health, you do 50% more damage. Reason being, I am too brain dead for mechanics. I will get one-shotted if I have 50% health. So you'll see that I got rank 5 in full health. So in the right hands, you'll get rank 1 over there, you know? Watch, I'm gonna troll so hard and die in a second. Like, I'm gonna go in there and be like, yeah, and then just get one-shotted by some stupid mechanic. So like, oh, started. Go ahead, man. No, you piece of shit. Stop! He's trolling me. He's trolling me. He ran away like 8 times in the middle of my rotation. You know what's funny? I said I was gonna pop everything and I just completely forgot. I popped it now. Damn! My dots are gonna kill him. That's hilarious. Oh no, I only got rank 7. I'm trolling.
Who is it this time? I'll give you the curse of eternal torment!
Alright, and that's everything you gotta know for being a Darkblighter and all PvE content. I hope this helps you guys, and I hope that we can continue to grow as Darkblighters and show everybody that we can still be on top of the charts while being a meme class. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.